That was the craziest Knick game I've ever been to. We were witnessing history in real time. This team will not give up. We will keep fighting. King Kong died here! Let's go Knicks!
Take notes.
Big Beach!
We're here.
I'm at Alan Houston.
It's different this time.
What's up, guys?
We're outside the garden, still in shock from that game. And I want to say this. The reason that the Knicks won that game is because they have the grit, they have the belief, and they have the willpower. Because most of the arena was done. We thought the game was over. It was 46 seconds left and we were like, damn, like we gotta go out to Philly. And somehow, miraculously, these guys played some scrappy play and played and fought to get that ball in and to get us the win. Okay, can I tell you, I felt last night, after my heart was like racing, I felt like we were watching the reincarnation of the Larry Johnson 4-point play. That is how I felt in that arena last night.
The garden was shaking.
Actually, no, it was physically shaking. I actually was wondering, was there another earthquake? Because literally the ground was like moving. And it definitely, the buildings are made for that kind of pressure, I guess.
It better be in New York.
Wow. What more can I say? Let me tell you this. I did not realize and understand how important rebounding was till last night. You all know I'm still learning and understanding this game of basketball. And last night solidified to me how important it is to rebound. This Knicks team has the hustle, has the grit. They want to play till like the last second and they never give up. Any other team at that point would have given up. They did not give up.
The fans gave up. Honestly,
we all gave up.
Most of us at the Garden.
I was upset. I was sitting there like, oh man, we lost the game.
When Tyrese
hit the three.
When Tyrese hit the three, you know what it felt like last night? When Tyrese hit that three to go up 100-96, right? It gave me the feeling of what it felt like in game one against Miami in the second round last year, right? Against Miami, we were excited coming out game one at the Garden because they were the low seed, we were the higher seed. We're like, wow, we got a home game in round two. And Miami just came in and kind of took our soul. And that feeling at the end of like, man, we were confident, but what's going to happen now? Now we're going back to Philly, this, that, the other. It felt like that's it. But that's never it with the Knicks. You said it, right? Tibbs has instilled this spirit. As much as people meme about Tibbs, he's always playing every 48 minutes, playing guys all this time, playing hard. What he's done is he's established such a baseline for what this team has to do to just exist. It's not even that, it's a playoffs, you're going to do this. It's no. To play for Tibbs, to play for the Knicks, your level of effort and performance has to be here. No debate.
And all the time.
And all the time.
All the time.
All the time.
What
and
I love about that last play is how involved everyone was. Because if one of those people didn't do their part, then we don't end up where we did.
Well said.
And I mean, I literally was like in shock. I could not believe what was happening in front of my eyes. I sat down and was just like, none of that made sense. None of it made sense. And what a win! What a spirit! What a spirit that this Knicks team has given to the Garden, to the city of New York City. Woo! Oh my God! Oh my God! So listen, Hartenstein plays with hustle all the time, right through.
That rebound, getting that rebound over 4 Philly defenders, and not just that, having the wherewithal to wrestle it away from those guys,
and then
pass it out to OG,
and
stepping back.
The smart play, because OG super quick, being able to like look and know, okay, I'm throwing it out over here.
And then Dante, who missed, this is the thing, Dante misses the first shot, relocates, gets it back, doesn't hesitate, right? He spoke about what he learned with Steph Curry. You've seen it all season long. No hesitation on these shots. Knicks to make crucial baskets down the stretch. 104-101, final score. Knicks up 2-0. Big deal for us going to Philly. Game 3 is going to be hell. It's going to be really tough. I mean, Jalen Brunson's been struggling all series. Another really rough game for him. He's getting outplayed by Maxey. They're giving him all the attention. But guess what? We're still finding ways to win, even with Brunson having two of the worst games I've ever seen him have.
Yep. I mean, last night he was 8 of 29.
Yeah, and it's been rough.
Those numbers are horrible. And even though he ended up scoring 24 points, it's how he actually got to those 24 points. And this is not the Brunson that we know. And he has to be shook. We already know he's a very humble person. We know that he always takes responsibility when he's not having a good game. And he always gives lots of praise to the rest of the team. So I know he has to be really feeling a lot of weight on his shoulders right now because he is the captain of the team. He's the leader of the team. And as much as his spirit might be there, he's not playing well.
That's why Philly's good.
Philly has been able to shut him down. And
going to Philly, it's going to be good for him.
Embiid and Maxey have his card. They have his card. They have his number. So
but really, I would say Oubre more than that.
Well,
like what they're doing with the wing
yes,
defenders.
Oubre didn't score that great yesterday.
But it's the defense.
The defense. So what we need to see in this game 3 is what adjustments are the Knicks going to make. We've seen a sample of 2 games now where Brunson has not been able to come out of his shell. It's not that he's throwing up. I mean, I'm going to say it's not that he's throwing up, but not aiming right. He's doing everything the way that he normally does it. And the ball is just not going in, which means that they are
He's in his head. It starts with good defense. See, the thing with defense is that defense is multifaceted, right? First thing you want to do is, you want to make the guy uncomfortable. Even if he's making shots, you want him not making the shots he wants to make. Or taking the shots he wants to take, right? Once that happens, then you're getting into self-doubt. Which is what I think started creeping into this game a little bit more than the first one. You could chalk down one bad game to, not a bad game. But he came out, obviously, clearly wanting to make a difference last night, and he still struggled. I'm not worried about Jalen because I've seen Jalen. Jalen has already done what Jalen has done to become the player he is nothing. It's so much more than what he'd have to do to get back into this series. Mm-hmm. Jalen can handle this. Mm-hmm. I think this is all part of his journey, all part of his growth. The fact is the Knicks are winning with him playing this poorly, and even so, he got some important offensive rebounds last night. I mean, defensive rebounds, or even some offensive ones in the first game. Mm-hmm. He hits the 3, even though it bounced in and out. He may have fouled Maxey a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, Maxey did also push off, but he hustles, helps get the steal, right? So he still finds a way to win. He still finds a way to be a part of the team, make things happen on the court. But it's the guys around him. These Villanova guys got his back. Listen, Josh Hart in that first half. The threes that he's hitting right now, the energy he's playing with, he's got, 15 rebounds last night. He has more rebounds this series than Joel Embiid.
Wow.
Right? You think you're going to stop Josh Hart by defending harder or getting on the glass? You're not. This guy's an elite rebounder on the offensive end and the defensive end. When he played for the Blazers before he came to New York in November 2022, Josh Hart had 19 rebounds against Randall Robinson and Hartenstein. This guy knows how to rebound, right? That's what got him traded.
Right.
So listen, Josh Hart, he's done so much this series. His shooting was an issue. He made sure he got his shooting coach in, worked hard on it, made things happen. And just one quick thing about the centers, because we spoke about them, Hartenstein and Mitch. Mm-hmm. What I love is that these playoffs have been playing out in a way how I think many of us hoped. I kept saying, we got 48 minutes. We're going to get 24 minutes of Hartenstein, 24 minutes of Mitch.
Right.
Teams are going to have to deal with a starting level center for the whole game.
The whole game.
Guess what? Game 1, it's Mitch. Mm-hmm. Mitch is the one who makes the things happen, right? Mm-hmm. Mitch is defending Embiid. Mitch is getting the Garden crowd. Game 2, it's Hartenstein.
Yep.
This combination is dangerous, and this is why it's so hard. Teams keep saying, I know I'm ranting here, I'm going in now. Teams keep saying, Knicks aren't that good. They're struggling, whatever, we're going to get them. They're not, they don't have all these scorers. They don't have Randall Brunson struggling. They're not that good, we're going to get them. Cavs were saying the same shit last year. I'm telling you, the way we play basketball, the way we hustle as a team, the way we get on the boards, the way our team chemistry, the way we play for each other, it's another factor that you can't quantify. It's not a number on a board, it's a spirit, it's a vibe.
And it's also some of this, because I always say that basketball, there's a mental component of playing basketball, and these guys mentally are locked in. And that is what won them that game last night. They're mentally right there. They want to win. They're hungry. They're aggressive for it. And and it's funny because we're saying Randall, right? Randall's out. And I feel so sorry that he's not able to play in this series with this team. Because if he was on that court, you're talking about a whole different game. You're talking about him creating space. You're talking about, what are they going to defend? Brunson only and not Randall?
This kind of series where Randall is getting you 30 points a game because they're over Brunson, you know what I mean? But neither here nor there. The guys on the court are getting it done. Yep. Deuce McBride more clutch
Yes,
buckets,
yes,
wrestling
yes.
the ball for Maxi.
Yeah.
Bojan, my man Bojan, 2 clutch threes. I wish Tibbs kept him in a little bit longer.
Right, and you said Bojan was gonna step up.
He
at
was
some
here
point.
for the
You told
playoffs.
me he
I
was
said
gonna
the
step
whole
up at some
time.
point.
You need guys in the playoffs. Listen, I love Emmanuel quickly, love Quentin Grimes, but last year in the playoffs, those guys kind of froze up a little bit. Quentin had that big play against the Heat. I'll give him that in game 5 at the Garden. However, they weren't able to hit shots. Bojan comes in and he's shooting the same way. It doesn't matter the defense. He had 2 crazy threes. Confidence. But also, it's like, Brunson's spoken about this all season. There's a thing with confidence where it's not just your confidence, it's also confidence in the work you've done.
Yes.
Because the more you practice something, the more you've done something, the easier it is to replicate. It becomes second nature, right? It's second nature once we learn to walk because we've been walking all the time.
Right.
Bojan, same thing. Contested, deep shots, tough shots. That's his second nature. So your brain shuts off, you're making it happen. Josh Hart, same thing he said. For him, if he's thinking about the shooting, it becomes a problem. When he's just playing, that's why he's getting it. His confidence is high. It's going to be hard for these guys to go to Philly and keep up some of the shooting. Josh Hart especially is going to be harder on the road. It's hard for road players. And let's be real, that Philly crowd is going to be pretty crazy, especially given how these 2 games have gone at the Garden and what happened, the perceived cheating that they want to claim or whatever. But
the almost timeout.
learn to call a timeout, bro.
Not this, but like
he pulled it back.
And then pulls his hand back.
He pulled it back.
You have to show me that. You have to show me that he was actually pulling it back.
He pulled it back.
That's Nick Nurse we're talking about.
That's Nick Nurse. Listen, you got it. To me, in the playoffs, the margins are thin, right? Referees are human. You gotta control what you can't control. Kyle Lowry misses the free throw. It would have been a 6-point game. I think it's over there, right? On the other end, Maxey loses the ball on the inbound. If you want to say Brunson fouled him, this, that, the other, he still lost the ball. When he fell on it, he didn't call timeout. In fact, he tries to pass it out. If he kept it, it would have been a foul, a jump ball at worst. And then the last thing, Hartenstein with the rebound. They let him get the offensive rebound over 4 guys. You got to control what you can't control. Knicks keep doing that. And just one more point about our hustle. Because the baseline has been this. You know, we used to worry about, can the Knicks get to another gear in the playoffs? Can other teams get to our gear right now? Can they even get to the gear that we play at normally?
Yeah.
We had to play against Brooklyn earlier this season, and you guys remember it at Barclays where won the game late. 2 blocks, Precious and OG. Then it goes down the court. Jalen finds Randall, he dunks it in. It's the same kind of hustle late game play. We've been doing this all year long. These are the Knicks, man. That's how the Knicks play basketball.
These are our New York Knicks, guys. Get used to it. Get used to it. We have a game on Thursday and then a game on Sunday. Both of those games in Philly. Let's see what happens out there. What I really want to see is the adjustments that they make with Jalen Brunson.
Yeah.
That is key to me for us to win this series.
Yeah, I want to see Jalen go to Philly.
Have to see some adjustments.
I think without the pressure, I really do think Brunson's going to be in a better headspace.
You think he's getting a lot of pressure. So one of the things we've been discussing is that Jalen is, because he's been so revered and because the Knicks fan base are looking for him to do so much, that it's a lot of pressure on him. So playing in that arena, he could feel a little too much pressure.
He's pressing a little bit sometimes.
And so going to Philly may ease up some of that pressure for him, and maybe he plays a better game. But they do have to make adjustments with how these guys are marking him. And let's see what happens in Game 3 on Thursday. And go Knicks! Represent for your city, guys.
What a night! I'm telling you, that night last night was special. That's one of those nights you're gonna remember for a long time. Do not take it for granted. I've said it all year long. Do not take this season for granted. This season is special in its own way. Next year, we're going to have Randall back. They're going to make trades. Things are going to happen for the Knicks in the future. We should be an elite team for a few years now. And hopefully forever. Hopefully we just keep being elite.
No, we set it up. We set it up. We set it up to be there.
This is special and unique. Be in the moment. Be in the moment. They're giving us a lot right now. And thank you to the Knicks. Imagine we're saying that after all these years. 2019, we went to London to watch the Knicks, a bad Knicks team,
play Washington, right? And lose against the Washington Wizards.
On a goaltend by Alonzo Trier at the buzzer. Now look at us. We're shining out here. Let's go Knicks. Let's go.